Hi there, Nurse Tanya from Code Lavender here. Well, student Tanya today. I'm here to take one of my finals. I'm almost done. I am a pretty, I wouldn't say good student, but I am a successful student. I actually haven't failed anything yet in this 4-year journey. And a lot of people do ask me, what is the secret to my success? And I would like to share with you, fellow nursing students or human beings in general, what it is that I found worked for me. Number one is I go up to each class prepared. I do the reading that is assigned to us in the syllabus before the professor actually shows up. That way I can follow along with what's being lectured, and I can also ask questions, and it's the second time I'm getting the information. Number two, I take notes, and I mean not ticky notes. I take pen in hand to paper notes. Now this is a brain function, and it's a connection that we make with the material. This is also the second time that I am, or rather I should say the third time I'm interacting with the material. So you see, it's repeated exposure. The next thing I do is I have a tendency to take those notes and type them up, and then I start rewriting them and drilling them down almost into a shorthand form, if you will. They get smaller and shorter and shorter and shorter. Sometimes I use color, sometimes I use pictures. I draw pictures to illustrate what I'm trying to think and understand. And again, more exposure, drilling it down, just re-digging deeper every time. Another thing that I have a tendency to do is, and I cannot recommend this enough, is reteach. You have to teach this to anybody, anything, anywhere, anytime. Your partner, your friends, fellow students, your dog, a stuffed animal, a tree, it doesn't matter. In fact, the person who understands it or has the least interest in it is the one that you're going to get the most valuable feedback from. So, for example, with a red blood cell, if I'm explaining to somebody how the body receives oxygen, and they say, I don't get it, what does blood have to do with it? Then I can draw a picture of a red blood cell with the little thumbprint on the top and explain, well, that's where the oxygen rides around, and it gets delivered on the highway in the body. So these little things are all tactics that you actually will extrapolate information and be able to think critically on. Because memorization is not going to get you through nursing school. It just simply isn't. You have to be able to understand why. Another thing I do when I'm doing practice questions, which I do every single day of my life, there are no days off for me, is not only in the questions that I do select, I explain to myself, why not? Why not the other ones? Tell me why not. It's not enough to just say, well, I think that this is the answer in X, Y, Z. You have to say, and I know it's not this one because of A, B, C. Then another tactic I have used in the past, and this was when I was struggling way back in LPN school with the med surg. I went to my professor who I love, Professor West Lawrence, miss you. I asked her, why am I struggling? I'm getting a pass, but I'm feeling like it's really, it's difficult, whereas it wasn't before. And she said, well, now you have to learn how to think critically. So go to your professor and ask them, what am I doing wrong? You're here, you see me. What would you do if you were me? That's kind of my toolkit for how I got through nursing school so far. I have 3 months left before I become finished with this part of it anyway. We all know there's going to be more. I hope it helps, and drop in the comments any tips that you have that have worked for you, because we are looking to kind of build on this. We want to make things not better, but more useful. If the information is just flushed the minute you take your test, well, then what was the point in the first place? So let's really build on a stronger future as nurses and a better comprehension of what it is that we are learning. Like, really, let's dig in deep. Looking forward to hearing from y'all.